Okay, I am on my third high schooler, but I'm thinking about doing something I've not done before. Okay, welcome to Learning with Boys. If you are new here, I am a homeschool mom of 4 boys. We are on our 16th year. I have graduated too, but this school year I have a 6th grader and an 11th grader. So I got a third one coming through high school here, and I feel like scheduling for a high schooler has always been the challenge. And I think a lot of it for me personally has to do with each one has been different. Not really their subjects, but their electives have been definitely different, and their work schedules have been different, and the other things they've been involved in. So it's just trying to maneuver around that and have them get it done at the same time. So I am thinking about this one, and I just want to share a few thoughts about that. But I'm also going to be showing you his curriculum because I am trying to plan out the rest of this year. And I actually mentioned this to him this morning. So I was planning on doing this video for you and just giving you an overview of our plan. But I have thought about this process before several times. I think I even asked one of my other boys who've already graduated about it, and we never did do it. But I'm almost thinking that it will work for this one. So we're going to try it, and I will share with you how that goes and if we stay with it. It is actually, and tell me if you've done this, is choosing not to do the same thing every single day. So he won't be doing history and science and some of his electives every day. Now, I think I did mention to him that I would like for him to do math and his grammar every day. But I'm going to turn the camera around and I sort of laying out my books thinking what days would work well with each other. Because it's not just like, when they're in elementary and they just have like the basic subjects. There's a lot to it, especially the curriculum for history that we're using. So I am going to show you that. Okay, here we are with all this curriculum. I do want to mention that I did try Homeschool Planet, which is an online planning program. We usually have a planner. I'll show that to you. It is from Mardell, and he does like that student planner. But I'm just saying, I feel like it's always a constant thing that you're trying to figure out what is the best. So I tried that. They have a free month, and I really suggest if you're interested that it was totally worth trying it out. I did input a lot of information. He was starting to get emails, but it wasn't something, I just don't think it was working well on his end. And it's still something I have to keep up with to a point with the curriculum that he has. One thing with him is he does have a laptop, but he really doesn't open it up until later when he's working on some other things. So that was really throwing him off. He did get the email on his phone, but it was just not clicking. So he said it wasn't really something that he could get into. So I think if it was something maybe we tried early on, maybe it definitely looks good. I know a lot of you highly recommended it and use it, but so I just wanted to at least let you know, because I think I mentioned that a few video reviews back. But I'm looking at this. So I'm going to show you what I'm thinking. Give me your thoughts. I would love to hear any suggestions, especially if you have done it this way. So what I'm thinking is I'm looking at all this curriculum, and my first thought is I do want for him to, he usually does his Bible and then math and then grammar. He does that in the morning anyways, but he usually works in the afternoon. And with my other boys, they usually just worked one day a week, like a full day, maybe 2 days a week. We could plan that if that is how it worked. So it was a little bit different of a schedule. With him, it's almost a few hours every day, which is really cutting into his day. He is doing a dual credit also. He did two classes last semester, which really made it very busy. And we even dropped a couple things that we're picking back up, and I will show you. So what I'm thinking, I'll just turn the camera around and show you. I think it'll be easier for you to visually see. Okay, here is some of the things we are looking at with the different subjects. Let's take a look. And see what I am thinking, and you tell me your thoughts. I would love for you to share. Okay, like I mentioned, he does his Bible and math, and then he has Fix It for grammar, and he does those every day. So I definitely feel like I would like him to work on those every day, but I need to pick like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, what he would work on those particular days. He's also adding in, and I mentioned this in last video that he would be, is the foundations. Now this is a DVD program, and really he could almost work on that once a week, but do I want to add it in with something else or just these things one day? So I'm going to see how many days I have here, how much curriculum, and show you and go from there. So one thing he does have is his science. Let me share that with you. And this is a lot of reading, a lot. He's actually almost done with the first book, and this is from Master Books. So he is working through this book. He is almost done. I want to say maybe a week left of this book. So we started out with this. I may do a video if you're interested in seeing a little bit how this works. Let me know, and I'll give you more of a review on it. But in the next, after that, starts like another 9 weeks, and it will be this book, and then after that, there's one more book. He really just starts out watching this video, I think, the first day, and then he starts with some scheduling for this book. So, which is a lot of reading, but it really actually looks really interesting. I'm sort of excited about this one. So I am thinking with math and grammar and this one day, he could really spend a lot of time getting that done. First, let me mention, this is what he is using for history, U.S. History 2 from Heart of Dakota. And I'll link some videos I have about this if you're interested. But some of his electives are in here. Actually, the finance is scheduled in here throughout the whole year. But we decided to hold off on that and do it just this one. It is a one semester course, so we're just going to fit it in this one semester. So I'm looking at this thinking a lot of what I'm thinking about is already scheduled in this guide. So I'm going to have to like spread that out. He's going to have to check it off. And one of the things that is in here is speech. And I'm almost thinking, because he has some writing in here, he's actually supposed to write like a 5-minute speech. I'm thinking I can correlate it with this, because what they're asking is stuff that I think he would be familiar with this. And he actually let this go for a little while last semester because of the 2 classes he was taking. One of them did have a lot of writing in it, and one was very time consuming. So I'm thinking like this would be another day. Of course, we're at math and grammar in there. The other thing would be, of course, is history in general. Let me show you that. Okay, with his history, like I said, it's in this guide. This is like a full box curriculum, but it's a Charlotte Mason style curriculum with a Christian worldview. So there's every subject in it. We don't use them all, but we are using it for history, economics, and speech right now. So it does have spines. It does have living books or read alouds, but we are not doing that part of it. We're just doing the spines. And that would include the DVDs. And these are all scheduled throughout. Like it's not, they don't have to do these books every day. This is one book that he is actually listening to through Audible. And he takes the opportunity while he's driving to work, or even he has opportunities at work where he can listen, where he'll listen to this. And he said that's going well. I might link a video below because he did U.S. History 1 last year and he only needs 1 U.S. History credit. So this semester is more just reading and going through the books. I'm not making him do the notebook work or any of the extras that might be involved with that, because I just want him to finish out history. And really just doing it this way has been going well. This is one of the other spines, and this is another one. This one we actually read together. So I have been able to communicate where he's at, plus I ask him how this is going, and he tells me he is enjoying it. I feel like there's a couple other books. So that is his history. And then also, so I was thinking about doing history and then economics. Economics is usually listening to a DVD or some more reading. Right now it's these two books. I think he's finishing up this book and he has started on this one. So that would be a day. So right now I have 3 days. Okay, so that was just 3 days. He still has a few things left. And that is almost something he could do in the evening if he decides to. I'm also reading through this book with him, but I'm only doing it like twice a week. And I have talked about this. It's going really well, but it's going slowly. But I think we all are glad that we're going through it. I mean, he even mentioned that this morning, even though it's going slower. So, and I am thinking, I just found out that these are on Audible. Like, I do pay the monthly fee for Audible. So this is like 1 credit, and they have some other Christian heroes then and now. So if you already have Audible, it'd be worth listening to. Actually, my 6th grader and I are listening to another book right now. So I'm thinking about getting him to listen to this. It is really good, and what we're reading, at least in the Mystery of History, and I know he's probably going through it with the American, The Last Best Hope book. I think it would really bring a lot of things together. And I've talked about this in some of my videos when I talk about living books, is how when you hear the story, it really just sometimes brings all that's mentioned in the history books together. So I'm thinking about seeing if he can get this downloaded on his phone and listen to this also. So I'm not sure if that'll work, trying to listen to 2 books. So we'll find that out. So that is actually, I feel like 3 days of work, but then he would have an extra day or 2 to catch up if he didn't get it done. And then, but I'm also thinking about his dual credit class, which I told you is on his computer, and he has a book, and really that could be a day, because that is a lot of work. I mean, so I really feel like that with maybe finance, or maybe getting one of these chapters in that day, because that's a lot of work in itself if he decides to try to do it all in one day. So, or a couple days. Sometimes he finishes it over the weekend. So I just wanted to give you my thoughts on that. I feel that we need to at least try it for a couple weeks to really get the whole feel of it and see if it will work. I'm sort of excited. Like I said, we talked about it a little bit this morning, and he was almost like, yeah, I could tell he was thinking maybe that would be the best way right now. He's just sort of struggling with the scheduling and seeing all that he has to have done in one day. And I think if it was just like one subject like that, it'd be a little bit easier. So let me know if you have tried this before and how it worked out. I would love to know. So, all right. I do enjoy doing homeschool videos, past and present. And if you are new here, I would love for you to subscribe and join us. And if this video is helpful in any way or gave you some ideas, give it a thumbs up. And I hope you all have a wonderful week, and we will talk to you again soon.